Hello, everyone. How are you doing? This is Kim Smith. Come on in. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight for this impromptu live stream. I'm excited. If you can hear the music, you hear my brother, Kevin Felder. One of my favorite songs is Big God. Come on in. I cannot wait to share with you all this incredible live stream. So I'm gonna ask you to let me know where you're from as you join in. Let me know where you're from, what you're doing to make an impact in this world right now. Share the broadcast with your friends. Invite your cousins, your aunts, your colleagues, your good friends, your mastermind partners into the broadcast. Don't be selfish and leave it to yourself. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining in. This is such an incredible night. Wow. I'm excited, and I'm actually going to share the broadcast as well. But I want to tell you something. Wow. I have been what I would call going through a transformation. Now, for those of you all who don't know me, let me make sure that I properly introduce myself to you. My name is Kim Smith. I am the CEO and founder of the Positivity Academy. I am a speaker, author, coach, a business consultant, and a leadership expert. And my brand promise is to help you stand out among the best in the marketplace. All right. So I'm excited tonight because for many of you all, you've been working hard. We're almost at the end of April. Tomorrow is the absolute last Friday of the month of April. And then we're pretty much in May. All right. So we're getting closer and closer to that halfway mark for the year. So I gotta tell you, wow, if you're like some of us, and even like me, if you haven't checked off all the things on your list, you could be feeling a certain kind of way right now. And sometimes those goals, those things that you set in motion that haven't quite moved at the level that you desire them to move, you may call them some impossible goals. All right, some impossible goals. And sometimes things become your goals just because of life. And I'll get to that in a minute. I've got my own story about that. But sometimes things become your goals just because of life. So tonight, just briefly, I'm not going to be before you long. Tonight, I'm going to be talking to you about 3 ways to meet those impossible, what would seem to be those impossible goals, how you can overcome those goals through 3 strategies. And for some of you, the strategies may be things you're already considering. And for others, it may be things that you hadn't really considered. But I want to start off with a quick story, as you all know, and I'm going to share the broadcast, and I hope you all share the broadcast as well, right? But I'm starting off with a quick story. Okay, here we go. Perfect. So I'm starting off with a quick story. So I have, 5 years ago would be an incredible, how can I say this? 5 years ago, for those that don't know, my husband and I, we lost a daughter, right? And I'm not even going to get into the story of the loss per se, because that's a whole nother conversation. But over the 5 years, I actually realized that I have little by little been taking less care of myself physically, and in terms of diet and exercise consistently, and little by little, because of stress and not doing all the things that I need to do with my body to stay healthy and that kind of thing. Because of that, I have been gaining weight. Now, it's amazing. I mean, I started off at one size and I moved up a few sizes. Okay. And recently I actually went to a physician's office, and it's part of something that I'll be participating in over the next few months. But I went and I got some information on my body composition. So I said, okay, well, let me see what's going on in the inside of me. Now, I'm not really large person, but I know I don't feel healthy. So what's going on the inside of me? And the results, I don't know what I thought was going to happen. I don't know what I thought was going to take place after she printed that paper. But when she printed those results and showed me what was really going on the inside of my body, how my body was composed in terms of fat, healthy and unhealthy, right? Or fat-free mass versus fat percentage, I was blown away. And I'm still kind of getting over it, just to be honest. Okay, can we be honest here today? I'm still kind of getting over it. And at one moment, I felt a sense of helplessness. And from me, the goal queen, me who's the one who's always driving other people towards success and pushing, I was thinking, oh my gosh. For one thing, I was surprised by what I was, witnessing. And then secondly, I was thinking, oh my gosh, how in the world am I going to make this happen? Knowing inside that I have to make it happen. I have to do something drastic, right? To make some changes. And I had a small moment, and Tam, don't get mad. I had a small moment where I thought of my health goals as impossible. How many of y'all have ever looked at something that seemed just huge, beyond what you can even handle yourself, and thought, how in the world? I have obviously proven that I can't make this happen. How can I make it happen now? Now that, my health risk is really, really, really on the line, how can I shift so drastically and make it happen? Okay. And so I'm not going to go into the details of my exact strategy of how I'm going to do that, because I'm not going to just say it. I'm going to show you over the next few months. But tonight, I want to encourage you, regardless of whether it's your health goals, regardless of whether it's business goals, career goals, sometimes you feel as though you've been waiting in line for something for years. Something to shift, something to transpire, something to change, for something to happen that you've had your heart centered around. But it just hasn't happened for whatever reason. You put in some level of effort, some level of work, but you're not producing the results that you desire. And it feels as though you've hit a brick wall to a certain extent. How many of you all ever have felt as if you've hit a brick wall? All right. How many of you felt that you've hit a brick wall at some point in your business? How many have felt that you've hit a brick wall in your career or in your family life? Have you set goals and just always come kind of shy of those goals as if they're just impossible to meet? And because you've missed them so often, you almost want to kind of package it back up, put it on the shelf, and just move on to something else. Am I the only one that's been there? Am I the only one that has experienced what seems to be those impossible goals? Now, if you're saying yes here, and let me know by some hearts, post some comments, and if you post something, I definitely will be able to show it live. Now, if you're watching the replay, of course, I will go back in and comment and engage with you afterward, all right? But I'm sure I'm not the only one, okay? So that's why this is so important to me. And I've dealt with a lot of those moments in life where I felt like I was up against what would seem like a very impossible goal. And I almost wanted to kind of package it back up, put it back on that shelf where I think I found it or first saw it, and move on about my business. There's several reasons why that response is the bad one. And I'll give you one tonight. A major reason why you should not package up those goals and kind of forget about them is because they were placed in you. You recognize them, you connected with them for a reason. And there's so many individuals, once you start to live life and engage with people more and start to identify your purpose and connect with your audience, you'll recognize that you can't do it by yourself, right? You can't quit on yourself because there's someone that's really dependent on you to make it happen. So you really can't quit. Quitting really isn't an option because when you do, you become selfish. And those goals, those aspirations, that promotion was really all about you in the first place. It wasn't about anyone else. And for those that know anything about me and this mastermind group, you know, ultimately we do teach you about purpose and profits, but your ultimate goal has to be centered around a greater impact. It can't be about you, right? So you can't quit. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Yes, if the goals don't scare us, the goals may not be challenging enough. Absolutely. So it's going to challenge you. So tonight I'm going to share with you 3 ways that you can meet those impossible goals. And there might be some things that you hadn't thought of before, right? Hey, Monica. I love impossible goals. They build character and determination. And determine your ability to have sustained success. Absolutely. You've got to have those goals that make you sweat a little bit, right? And if you don't have those really challenging goals, then you may be playing small. So here's what I encourage you to do. Here are some strategies on how you can meet those seemingly impossible goals, right? The first strategy is to revamp what you're trying to do. Okay, revamp your strategy. So you may ask, okay, what do you mean by that? The saying is very true. If you consistently try to accomplish the same goal and the same way and you're constantly failing, then that's almost the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result, but you get the same result. So I encourage you to really evaluate, what have you been doing? What steps have you been following that have left you short of that goal, right? I love those individuals that are in business. And I would say this year, one of my biggest goals is to master just the sales promotion conversation. I think it's important that you are your greatest promoter. As a matter of fact, that's one of the 10 talents that Gallup talked about in terms of those 10 talents that every powerful entrepreneur has. And one of those is being a promoter. So with that being said, if you, for example, never are able to close the sale, right, then there are a number of things that you can do to help you close the sale. For one thing, have you gotten training? Have you followed up consistently? Have you provided something that the person you're talking to really, really wants? Have you asked for feedback? There's so many different things that you can do to really analyze whether or not you're doing it the right way. Because if you continue down the same way, you're going to really get the same result. Absolutely, Ari. Ask for the sale. Have you even really asked for the sale? Now, I'll be honest. So for our services, of course, we help with business strategy in terms of client engagement strategies, adding more diverse service lines for those small businesses, as well as those that want to stand out among the best within their career. So for the individuals that I speak with regarding leadership and growing in their career, it's interesting that I have conversations with people that have never gotten the job. They've never gotten the promotion. And they've been trying for years and years and years to get the job, right? And it seems like they're always overlooked and they can't figure it out. All they know is there is some kind of political game. You have to know someone. There are all these excuses that they push out into someone else's court, and they don't evaluate what they can do themselves to be promotable, to be positioned as a partner, to be seen as a partner. So sometimes you have to revamp your strategy by starting with looking at what you have been doing that's inconsistent with what others may have been doing to meet those same goals? Okay. Have you reached out to the people that you know that are already sitting at those seats that you want to sit one day? What did they put in place? What did they do that helped them meet their goals? I know for a lot of individuals, especially those that are consultants and authors and coaches and in this online marketing space, and also just in general, small business owners, a lot of business owners have a coach. As a matter of fact, most executives have a coach. They have some form of coaching that they've gone through. Even middle to upper management, they've gone through some type of coaching, the ones that are progressing. If you have been walking around the mountain over and over and over and over, and almost as if it's, a forever pathway, and most of the people successful around you have invested in a coach or help or some type of mastermind program or some type of strategy. They go to conferences to get more education and to connect and network, and you're just home and that's not what you're doing. If you have no mentors, exactly. If you have no mentors, then that may be a clue that you need to revamp your strategy. Okay. And this may seem simple to some people, but I'm telling you, there are individuals that literally their minds are just blown. They feel stuck. They feel as though it's impossible to get over this next hump because they've been at this place for years. And it may be as simple as you changing your strategy and connecting with people who can help you do that. Now, number two, so the first was to revamp your strategy. Number two, the second way for you to meet those impossible goals, double check your surroundings for the solution. Now, this may surprise some of you that I even shared this tip, but this is actually hitting home for me. And it may hit home for you as well. But I encourage you to double check your surroundings for the solution. It's amazing. There's a Bible story that I absolutely love, and it talks about a woman who needed finances and was encouraged to look for what she had and was given a strategy of identifying borrowing lamps and putting oil and selling those lamps to get some financial relief. Sometimes what you need, the solution for your problem, is very close to home. So earlier I mentioned a story about this going to the doctor, right? It wasn't a physician I went to, but it was a health specialist. I'll call her that. A few days ago as a part of this program that I'm in, and getting these results, and I felt overwhelmed. I did have a moment where I felt overwhelmed. I was thinking, how in the world are you going to make this happen, Kim? You used to be an aerobics instructor. You worked out 5 days a week. You used to be a size 6, and now you're not. 2 babies later, now you're not. 2 C-sections, for that matter, later, now you're not. So how are you going to make this happen? So, of course, talked with my husband, and he said, so are you upset where you're going to quit on yourself before you start, or are you motivated? And I said, I'm definitely motivated, but I'm a little overwhelmed from the news and realizing how big of a leap this is. And then I began to look around the house, and as I began to prepare to do doing meal prepping and that kind of thing, and I can't wait to kind of give you updates as I go along, I began to realize that, wow, Kim, everything you need to accomplish this goal is close to home. Everything you need is close to home. I have food scales. I have my own scale. I have a beautiful neighborhood I can go running in every day. I work from home. I enjoy cooking. My gym is 2 minutes away. I have a coach, a health coach. I have a supportive husband. I have a network of people that are accountability partners. Now, okay, well, get over it. Make it happen. Sometimes what you need is just close to you and you put the blinders on. Really think about what you already have. Another case in point, for those people that are looking to grow in their career and you feel as though you haven't been able to get that opportunity, you haven't been able to position yourself as a partner within the business, and it seems like all the new folks coming in are getting promoted faster, right? Think about what you already have. You have experience. You have skills and abilities that you've been mastering over the years. You just need to better position yourself. Perhaps all you need is to have a conversation about what your goals are, your vision. Perhaps all you need to do is open your mouth and ask. Perhaps you were never seen as a partner because you never said you like to be a partner. And the people coming in behind you, and I've seen this happen in often in real life. People coming in, they'll immediately share what their goals are, their goals for progression and to add value to the company. And you've just been a quiet little mouse working hard, busy bee, but you haven't positioned yourself as a valuable asset to the company because you haven't even spoken out. So if that is you, I would encourage you tomorrow morning, have a conversation, schedule a lunch meeting, schedule a briefing with an executive within your company or with a decision maker who you believe is your advocate, and talk about what your goals are. Not about, hear me out, not about who has come in and surpassed you, but talk about it from the standpoint of being a contractor within the business, that they are paying you. Your paycheck says Kim Smith LLC, and you are providing the absolute best value to the company, and they've retained you as a contractor now for 10 years, right? So you want to talk about what value you, yourself, your company, your personal brand, you yourself, your gifts and talents have added to that company over those past 10 years. If you know me, you know I'm all about dashboards. Maybe you present your performance dashboard and you talk about what you've accomplished and what your vision is to continue to add value to the company and where you can see that partnership going. You see the words I'm using, right? Have you had that conversation? Sometimes the thing that your solution is closer to home than you really realize. Look around you. What mentors do you have? What coaches do you have access to? What conversations do you need to take place, right? So 3 ways to accomplish those impossible goals. 1, revamp your strategy. Stop trying to do the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Number 2, double check your surroundings for the solution. And then number 3, I want you to stop trying to be the dream team of one. Did that really pinch anybody like it pinched me? Stop trying to be the dream team of one. I got to tell you, I have this thing about the phrase solopreneur. I am not a fan of solopreneur. I'm not a fan of people that say, I did this myself, nobody helped me. That's a lie. Someone somewhere helped you. Someone had an opportunity that they opened up for you at some point in your life. No one is self-sufficient. No one can just do everything on their own. That's just not the way humankind is even designed. You can't do everything by yourself. Something aided you along the way. So sometimes we feel as though we've hit that wall, right? We feel as though we've hit that wall in life and career and business because we're really trying to do too much and do it by ourselves. Is that you? Have you put yourself in a position where you're really just trying to do it all by yourself? And you're so afraid to release a piece of that vision that you feel as though God gave you out of fear that someone's going to run off and do something with it, or or stomp on your trust, or and just be an invader, be a taker, as my good friend Monica would say. No one wants to be taken advantage of, right? But you have to be willing to take the risk, as a prayer, in my thoughts. Take the risk to share. Take the risk to expand your network. Take the risk to really confide your vision, your desires, your goals into the hearts of people closest to you that you know are your advocate, and talk through the strategy. I believe the very best strategists, the people that are able to really make things happen in life, they don't keep it to themselves. They have a group of core people that they can depend on. They have their own advisory board that they can depend on and bounce ideas off on. More than likely, someone within their group, if they build it right, they've accomplished that already. And you're literally a phone call away from a solution. Or perhaps your goal is outdated, and that's a bonus. Perhaps your goal is outdated. Maybe it's been done before, and there's a better goal, a new way of trying something, and you're so disconnected, you don't even realize it. Be sure that you're not trying to be a team of one, okay? There's no fun in that, right? And as someone mentioned earlier, if you can do it all by yourself, supposedly, then it's not even a real big goal anyway. It's too small. It's too small for you. And in this mastermind group and Measure Your Impact, we talk about big goals, stretch goals, things that are going to have an incredible impact and a ripple effect in this earth. And the only way to make that powerful ripple effect continue, you got to have some big goals, guys. You have to have some major goals. All right. So I hope that encouraged you and really made you rethink putting something away and forgetting about it, because we've all been in that place. I'll be honest, I've been there. We've all been in that place where we are just tired. We're tired of working. We're fatigued, but you've got to push through it. You have to continue to fill your passion bucket, as it's been called before. You have to continue to pursue, but don't do it in a way where you're constantly hitting a brick wall. Be a strategist. Think smarter and not harder. How can you do something differently and get an even better result, a better outcome? What do you have closest to you that you can tap into, that you already have access to, that can aid you in accomplishing that goal? And then finally, are you really trying to do this by yourself? Still, in this age of a relationship economy, as I've talked about often, are you really still trying to do this by yourself? Are you really? You've got to connect with someone else. Thank you, Monica. Thank you so much. You got to connect with someone else. It cannot be just about you. And if you are literally still afraid to share, we need to probably have a deeper conversation. Absolutely. Be a strategist. Thank you. Be a strategist. Think like a strategist. How can you get to that solution even though you have this mountain of challenges literally blocking your view? What can you do differently? All right. That's what I want you to do. So I really hope that this helps some people. Tonight, we're talking about 3 ways to meet those impossible goals, and without quitting, without putting them back on the shelf as if they had never existed. I'm telling you, you don't want to have those regrets down the line. And if it's something you're really passionate about doing, it's going to be hard to shake it. And then you're going to have those regrets and feeling as though you waited too long, so to speak. Although, I believe age is nothing but a number. But don't wait 10, 15, 20 years from now to pick it back off the shelf. Do it now. Get help, revamp your strategy, look at what you have closest to you that can help you. And guess what? Don't do it alone, guys. Don't do it alone. So speaking of which, I am so excited that I've started something new. We kind of tested a little bit in this month in April, but we're starting something new. We're starting these Real Impact Live segments on Mondays. It's Monday afternoons, and this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity for those that are out there that are corporate influencers, that are business owners, that are strategists, that are coaches, those individuals that are making headways and making great impact in this earth. We want to hear from you. All right. Thank you so much. Absolutely, Monica. Thank you. Thank you. So if you consider yourself a thought leader, if you're an expert, we want to hear from you. We want this group, this mastermind group, to continue to grow and to evolve and to provide outstanding feedback and education on how to continue to make great impacts, right? That have a lasting effect. So for those business owners, strategists, consultants, corporate influencers, those individuals who are interested in being a featured guest speaker, no cost, we just want you to tune in. We just want you to log on and live stream in this very Measure Your Impact Mastermind group. If that's you, if you're interested in that, simply send your name, your bio, mini bio, that is, no more than 75 words, closer to 50 words if you can, as well as your topic of what you want to talk about. I want to put you on the schedule for the Real Impact Live sessions for the month of May, okay? And if we need to, we'll also go ahead and start scheduling in June. But right now I'm scheduling for May. We're gonna have a max of 2 individuals for each Monday afternoon. So if you're interested, let me know. You can send an email to info@thepositivityacademy.com. If someone's out there, you can type that in for me and I'll try to add it as well. You can send an email to info@thepositivityacademy.com. I cannot wait to hear from you. I've already been receiving a few emails, and our team will get to you as soon as possible. But go ahead and send that email with obviously your name, your high resolution headshot, your mini bio, a kind of tiny bio, as well as your topic. We want to hear from you, okay? This group is not just about me, Kim, getting up here and sharing expertise. I know that when you're doing things in excellence, when you are making an impact, obviously you should be surrounded by people making an impact as well. And I believe that I am surrounded by people making incredible impacts. And I want to make sure that you get your voice heard within this group as well. All right. So with that being said, send that email out tonight. Reshare this broadcast. When you comment, for those listening to the replay, I will be certain to go back in and to kind of chat with you a little later on. But thank you all so much for tuning in and enjoy your evening.